How can I activate and conduct a survey with the new survey editor in LimeSurvey? I showed in the last video how to create a survey with this new survey editor. And now let's take a look at how you can activate them now. Hi, my name is Paul Borsdorf. I am an authorized LimeSurvey partner and will be happy to support you in your work with LimeSurvey. Okay, we have the survey from last time here. It was such a small seminar evaluation. We want to activate it now so that people can take part in the survey. Before we do that, let's definitely take a look at the survey in the preview first. This is this eye symbol here. If you now say in the preview that everything fits, I want to activate the survey now so that people can participate, you basically only need to click on Activate in the upper right corner. There is already a small warning. Namely, once the survey is activated, you can't change anything about the structure of the survey. That means you can't add or delete questions or anything like that. You can only make small changes, for example to the question texts. Okay, I'll click on Activate. It is implemented here immediately, without being asked again. And then I get two things here. One is the link, with which people can now participate directly in the survey. I'll copy it and then I can paste it somewhere and then take part in the survey myself as a test. Alternatively, you can download the QR code here and then give it to the people who are supposed to take part in the survey. Okay, let's enter the link above as a test and then we'll just fill out the survey. Okay, now I've collected an answer to this survey. Now we can take a look at it directly in the answers. To do this, we go to the survey menu here and then we find the item answers here. So, here we can now look at how this person answered. So here we see these questions that were in the survey and now we see for this one person how he answered. To this again this note. I always see here what the answer option is that I entered and behind it I always see the code of how that is encoded. In this case, AO483. These codes cannot be adjusted at the moment with this new survey editor. That's why it's just an automatically generated number. Up here I always see the questions and also there again the coding of these questions. Okay, the second thing we can do is look at statistics. That's the point down there. Now I get a certain overview of what was answered. I can click on this simple mode here. Then I get a very general overview of all questions with a small bar chart. Alternatively, I can also go to this expert mode here, then I can set a little more precisely which statistic does not want to be displayed. This statistics section has not been changed compared to the previous version of LimeSurvey, which means that if you want to find out more about it, feel free to take a look at my video entitled Statistics in LimeSurvey. Well, you can either do the analysis here via this statistics area or here in this answer area. You can also export the whole thing. Nothing has changed there either. I go to export here and can then say in which format the whole thing should be exported here, for example Excel or SPSS. I also created videos for this. When all this is done, you have exported your answers and then analyze them in SPSS, for example, then we can go back to the survey here and see how I can deactivate the survey now. You have to be a little careful there now. You can click on deactivate here, but then all answers from the survey will be deleted and archived immediately, so they can no longer be used in the survey. Alternatively, briefly to note, you can also end the survey in time. And this works here in the survey settings and then under the item publication and access. There you have the option of entering a start date and an end date. So if I now enter the current date here, then the survey will end at that time, in the sense that no one can participate in the survey anymore. If at some point you have really exported all answers and really want to deactivate the survey completely, then you can do that, but as I said, you have to remember that the answers will then be deleted from the survey and archived. This can also be useful, for example, if you have only done a test run and don't actually want to use the data at all, but want to delete it from the survey. Exactly this warning comes here, so it says that if you deactivate the whole thing, then the answers will be archived. And you can then work on all questions, sub-questions and so on, which, as I said, makes sense if you have only done a test run and now want to revise the survey again before the actual field phase. I'll click on deactivate, then you can now edit the survey completely again. So much for activating and conducting surveys with the new survey editor. If you have any questions or need other support when working with LimeSurvey, please feel free to contact me. As always, my website is linked below.